whatever. I guess when they asked him, you know, where do you live, whatever, and he's like, well, my house is booby trapped, you know. So they went and evacuated the other buildings around it, you know. So I'm not giving him any credit, you know what I mean? Because a fucking nutball's a nutball's a nutball, period. You know. So anyway, here we go. Moving on. This one's for tech. The next iPhone, currently being manufactured by Asian component makers, will use a new technology that makes the smartphone screen thinner. People familiar with the matter said as the U.S. technology giant strives to improve technological features amid intensifying competition from Samsung Electronics and other rivals. Analysts have said that the new iPhone is expected sometime in the fall. In May, people familiar with the matter said that the new iPhone will likely come with a screen larger than the current iPhone 3.5-inch display. A thinner screen could help offset an increase in weight due to the larger size. You have an iPhone, right?
That's correct.
This is the latest one, or no? This is like the first one, or what?
This is the 4. They made the 4S, and that's talking about the new one.
Oh, okay.
Why?
No reason. I'm just because that's the reason I did the story. That was one of the reasons I did the story.
I'm hoping that screen that they're talking about is they've worked on the damage, because more often than not, I've seen somebody who has a problem with the iPhone. It's because their screen's cracked or broken, or,
right?
And the front and the back are just as fragile. So like, there's a piece of glass on the back too, that can crack easy. And I've heard of girls using it so much that if their screen cracks, that these young girls that are texting so much that their fingers are getting cut and bleed.
Really?
From rubbing their fingers on that, because it's glass.
Yeah.
But it stays intact. But you can feel the grooves in it, so it'll wear away.
Yeah, eventually. Yeah.
Your fingers and shit. So it's a lot of texting. I got a friend of mine at work that he keeps looking all over for somebody who's going to repair it, but he's not going to pay the amount of money that Apple is going to charge for it. But I guess there are people that'll do it for like $50 or whatever.
But when you're running a fucking $1 billion company to do the repairs, you have to charge a lot of fucking money to do that.
No, you should give a warranty.
Yeah.
And the amount that thing costs to keep people, because iPhone is such a commodity that people will spend like the $300 for the iPhone, knowing that in 2 years the new one's going to come out, and they're going to spend the money on that one too, when this phone will last them if they take good care of it.
Right. It's like leasing a fucking car. Let's just buy this.
Right.
Let's just hold on to this one too. The next one comes out.
Right, and lease that one too.
My brother's a victim of that.
And just keeping the lease.
I don't know if it's a victim or not, but my brother does that. He just leases the car. Okay. Let's end on a high note. This is a very inspiring story, and that being said, life hasn't always been kind for Karen Klein. She was widowed at 51. She lost her son Rusty to suicide 10 years ago. She had to take out a loan against her paid-off home to make ends meet. Health problems have limited her hearing, sometimes her ability to walk. Then last month, a video of a school bus monitor being badgered by four 7th graders went viral. For 10 minutes, the four foul-mouthed boys peppered her with insults about her weight, hearing aid, economic status, and worse. You don't have a family because they all killed themselves because they didn't want to be near you. One of the bullies said.
Holy shit! I didn't know that was a true statement.
It's no wonder the 68-year-old still has a hard time accepting that thousands of good Samaritans are about to change her life forever. I didn't realize there was so many nice people out there in the world, Klein said, who lives in upstate New York. She told this to Yahoo News. She told this to Yahoo News this week. That's because Strangers Online's campaign funded a vacation for Klein also went viral. Wait a minute. That's because a stranger's online campaign to fund a vacation for clients also went viral. Instead of pledging their requested $5,000, donors have given nearly $700,000 to the drive, which ends at midnight Friday. So there you go. Let's end on a high note. That's a really cool story, man. You know?
Yeah, it is.
So to have all that tragedy come into your life, you know, and then these four little fucking shits, you know, and then I heard that they all got suspended from the bus for a year. That was like their punishment.
Right.
Like, who gives a fuck? You know what I mean?
Right.
Do you really? That's what you know? I mean, come on, man.
Like public transportation being taken away from you.
Right. It's you know, and it's one of those times where I weep for the future, man. Not like our generation's doing the greatest right now, economically or financially or fiscally or whatnot, you know. But I would hope that I raise my son better than to when he sees someone on a bus like that. That if he sees something like that, for him to fucking, whether the dude's 2 feet, 5 feet, or 7 feet, to fucking say, hey, you know what? Why don't you shut your fucking mouth, man? Quit acting like a fucking idiot, you know what I mean? And stand up for other people, you know what I mean? Because for me, if you're not, even though you're not doing the bullying, if you're laughing at it, or if you're letting it continue, then you're just as guilty because you're letting it happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're infringing on the rights of somebody else.
But when it comes to the kids, I'm not defending them at all, but when you're that young and stupid and you're trying to fit in,
right?
The actions and behavior you're doing doesn't make sense at the time. You're just trying to not stand out.
Right.
You know, and you have friends that are doing something, you just kind of fall into line, you know, and it doesn't make sense what you're doing. But
it looks cool at the time.
And people are laughing with you. Yeah. So you're trying to not stand out, you know? And it takes a really big person to step up, and because she couldn't even defend herself.
Right.
And that's the kind of pressure.
Well, she even said, like, even they showed the video, and she even said, she goes, haven't you ever heard if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all?
Yeah, and fuck
you fat bitch.
She barely even mutters it.
Yeah.
Like, under her breath, she says it.
You see the video, and you just want to snatch these fucking kids up by their fucking throat, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Give them a good fucking smacking or two.
Yeah.
You know?
Throw some tear gas down.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And listen, I won't hit a kid, but I'll slap the shit out of a motherfucker. I'll tell you right now. Yeah. I will choke a motherfucker.
Just put on a Bane outfit and go crazy up in that bitch.
And again, I say this because I'm raising
killing my fucking choke, bro.
I get it. It's really upsetting to me that shit like that's going on these days. You know what I mean?
Well, it's just the news, man. We're in.
Am I too involved in this story?
Your emotions don't need to be part of the story, man.
Yeah, maybe they don't.
If there's comedic gold in there and you're stepping on my inappropriate and bad timing of a joke, you need to go with that.
All right. Well, say it again. Will we do it again?
No.
Oh, the moment is gone?
No. It was just a really bad joke on my part anyway. I think it was too early to make that statement. But anyway. So yeah, it is unfortunate, but like I said, kids are freaking horrible. They do really bad things. You and I are both guilty of it, and sometime in our childhood, and we can bring that up eventually.
Yeah, for sure.
We can talk about that in the next podcast. How me and 6 of my friends chased some poor defenseless kid down the street. And, well, I kind of witnessed it, but I didn't stop it from happening. And they just beat the living pulp out of him while about 60 people surrounded it and kept all the defenders outside of the group, just letting someone get beat up. Things like that happen, and they don't make sense at the time. But no one ever said that being human made sense. A lot of things happen in this world.
Takes a lot of string to make a ball of yarn.
Yeah. And we're going to get to the bottom of that statement and figure out what it actually means. But until next time, thank you for tuning in to Sink or Swim. My name is Wes Rodriguez from Marin Flores and Bryce Flores. What's your dream? Baby! Eric! Eric!